So Willie, we both work here, but as I said there earlier, it's like ships that pass in the night in terms of trying to get a chance to just get a blether. So thanks for making the time and coming out to chat on the Piping Show.
It's a pleasure.
So how you doing?
Good, yeah, busy week. The week's going in quick.
A wee bit busy, yeah? Is there something coming up that's...
A wee competition on Saturday, yes, at Blair Castle, so the Glenfiddich Championship, yeah, so always a good competition, great event.
Aye, it's amazing. I mean, we're joking there saying this, something on at the weekend, but it has become literally like the absolute pinnacle for competitive piping, I guess. And how are you feeling about the competition being that, if this is successful for you, it could be the 10th championship, or do you not think about that? Do you just kind of try and focus on the here and now? Yeah,
I just try to focus on the performance, really. That's the only thing that you've almost got control over, so you can't really think of in terms of that, I think that's maybe something that happens just as you get a wee bit more experienced, that without the performance there wouldn't be anything else anyway. So just trying to prepare and hopefully, get a couple of good runs, and that's all you can hope for.
Yeah, and you've been in here teaching all week as well, and busy time, eh?
Yeah, it keeps the fingers going right enough. But yeah, it's a busy place, it's great to see life out the place, and the degree course is back on, and we've got a lot of students, and it's great. So finding a practice room is at a premium, which is a great sign.
It is, it's nice and busy, and I'm sure a lot of the students will be up there cheering you on at the weekend and listening to your performances. I first went to the Glenfiddich, I'm kind of ashamed to say almost, but it was only about 3 years ago was the first time I went, and I remember just being completely taken by the room and the setting and the space. There's a kind of feel about that room. How does that feel for you? I mean, you've obviously done it lots of times, but do you think that brings out a performance? I think that affects the overall thing, the day, the setting?
Well, I think it's probably the place to play. If you can't raise your game playing in that atmosphere, in that room, which is steeped in history, I think there's not many places you could play. I think it's, I think it is the pinnacle of piping, as you said earlier, and it's a great feeling to be playing at it. There's a responsibility to go up and try and play well, of course, but it's great to be in it.
So do you feel the weight of that, the weight of the competition on you, that responsibility?
I suppose you feel it on yourself, really, because, there's a big focus on it. And it's great because there's a big audience, and then, of course, there's people throughout the world watching it in the live stream. So, there's more focus on it than ever. But at the end of the day, you just have to go up and kind of harness yourself and the nerves and try and play half decent.
What strikes me about you guys at that level is there's always a great camaraderie, and you all seem to really get on, and it's a really, the few times I've been there, it just seems like a really kind of nice, warm, kind of friendly atmosphere. It almost doesn't feel like a competition when you see how you all get on and chat to each other, and wish each other the best.
Yeah.
It's a lovely thing. It feels great. It doesn't feel like I'm going to play better than him or her, and it just seems like a very collegiate kind of really nice atmosphere.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I think it's genuine as well. You're playing amongst friends, and we're all rooting for each other. We all want to play just as well as we can on the day, and then see what happens. But yeah, it's very good, and there's some great humour behind the scenes, sort of gallows humour almost, But it's a pleasure to play. It's quite funny because all the people who play professional piping and the solos, it's kind of they want to be playing at the big show, really, and it's quite interesting when you win an event that qualifies you to play in it. Everybody's going, that's you qualified for the Glenfiddich, and it's the place to play. So It's a great feeling just to have the opportunity.
Amazing. You must have some good stories from the Glenfiddich over the years.
There's some of them that you know might not be for the book or whatever. But yeah, just been great crack over the years. You know, both at the competition and after it. And so it's been a long time since I first played. So, and then the first year I went to hear it, I went with my father and Pipe Major Willie McCallum, and we travelled up from Inverary on the Saturday morning, and that was 1976, so that was the third championship, and I remember Pipe Major Angus MacDonald won the overall that day, so that was a great experience, just sitting in that hall, just great players, you know, every one of them, and I suppose it was almost, you know, it was like one of these things that was like, right, there's another ambition for me, I'd love to play in there, so yeah, it's a magic competition. It should be inspirational for people who want to get, you know, to that level.
Yeah, and you know, we can't kind of undervalue the sponsorship that Glenfiddich have put into piping. Not just the Glenfiddich, I guess, but all the other great work they do with other piping competitions and events. You know, 50 years sponsoring the one event. It's an incredible landmark and commitment. You know,
it's a total commitment to it, and that all started, of course, with Sandy Grant Gordon, who was an amazing backer of piping. But that's continued, thankfully, you know, he was a great man, and he was always on the side of the pipers, and that was great to know. So if there was anything that issues that cropped up, he would always ask what the pipers thought. I think that's really good. He saw the importance of the competition, but also if the pipers are happy, then the competition is going to be better, and so it is proved.
And of course, Liz Maxwell running the event for the last 47 years, I think, is it 47?
Yeah, something like that.
I mean, amazing the level of detail that she's kind of built into that now, and I guess you guys see it firsthand, but you know, I saw it again just a few years ago the first time. It's literally there's nothing left to chance, and everyone's looked after and properly treated. And
absolutely, I mean, and Liz is, you know, she's lived and breathed the competition, and that's fantastic, because it shows, you know, there's nothing left to chance. But I can remember going as a first time, and she was really so kind. You know, I went up with my father, and you know, it was just a great experience. But she made you just as important as all who I thought were the superstars that were playing in the competition. Yeah. She made you feel like you were one of them, and that was amazing to me, you know.
And I didn't realise this, but some of the pipers, you might be included, have got a preferred tuning room. Yes. I think that's the detail that Liz goes into, isn't it? She knows who likes what room and what temperature it's to be. And
I know, it's funny, because I think almost every year I've played in it, I've been in the same room, and I like that room. And then if somebody else is, I think sometimes one or two of the other players like that room as well, so we try to work out who can get into that for final tuning, you know. So it's always like, right, when are you on? Right, you're fourth. Right, I'm sixth. Right, okay, once you're on, I can get in there. So it's you just like being comfortable in a space, you know. And I think everybody's got their favourites.
Right. Well, I won't keep you much longer. I know you've got a lot to think about between now and Saturday, but thanks for making the time, and good luck to you and everyone else that's playing at the weekend.
Thanks very much, Finlay.